Now the two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, "Hear now, my lords, please turn into your servant's house and spend the night, and wash your feet." And they said, "No, but we will spend the night in the open square." But he insisted strongly. So they turned into him and entered his house. Then he made them a feast, and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Now before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every quarter, surrounded the house and called to Lot, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us." So Lot went out to them, shut the door behind him, and said, "Please, my brethren, do not do so wickedly. See now, I have 2 daughters. Let me bring them out to you. Only do nothing to these men." And they said, "Stand back. This one came in to stay here, and he keeps acting as a judge. Now we will deal worse with you than with them." So they pressed hard against Lot, and came near to break down the door. But the men reached out their hands and pulled Lot into the house with them, and shut the door. And they struck the men who were at the doorway with blindness, both small and great. Then the men said to Lot, "Have you anyone else here? Son-in-law, sons, daughters, take them out of this place, for we will destroy this place because the outcry against them has grown great before the face of the Lord." So Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who had married his daughters, and said, "Get up, get out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city." But to his sons-in-law he seemed to be joking. When morning dawned, the angels urged Lot, saying, "Arise, take your wife and your 2 daughters, lest you be consumed." While he lingered, the men took hold of his hand, and they brought him out. So it came to pass, when they had brought them outside, that he said, "Escape for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be destroyed." Then Lot said to them, "Please know, my lords, your servant has found favor in your sight, but I cannot escape to the mountains. This city is near enough to flee to, and it is a little one. Please let me escape there." And he said to him, "See, I have favored you concerning this thing also. Hurry, escape there, for I cannot do anything until you arrive there." The sun had risen upon the earth when Lot entered Zoar. Then the Lord rained brimstone and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of the heavens. So he overthrew those cities, all the plain, all the inhabitants, and what grew on the ground. But his wife looked back behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham went early to the place where he had stood before the Lord. Then he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and he saw the smoke of the land which went up like the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow. Then Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountains, for he was afraid to dwell in Zoar. And he and his 2 daughters dwelt in a cave. Now the firstborn said to the younger, "Our father is old, and there is no man on the earth to come in to us, as is the custom. Come, let us make our father drink wine, that we may preserve the lineage." So they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in. Thus both daughters were with child. The firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. He is the father of the Moabites to this day. And the younger, she also bore a son, and called his name Ben-Ami. He is the father of the people of Ammon to this day. Thus began the nations of Moab and Ammon. Genesis chapter 19.